JL Rock, women of Action Figure channel, and we need your help. We need the likes, we need the subs, you need to hit that notification button because I mean we have a lot of videos coming up. So without further ado, let's check them out. JL Rock, women of Action Figure, and we're here with a brand new unboxing and review. And today we're going to be looking at the McFarlane Toys She Spawn and Cygor Action Figure 2-pack gold label. And I got this from Amazon. Apparently it's a Amazon exclusive. And in this case, this was one of those things where I was just looking for cool figures. I mean, I love the Spawn series, but I'm not gonna lie, I did not know about She Spawn until I actually started getting into action figures again. And then I saw a whole bunch of those 90s Spawn figures, and then I saw that there was a She Spawn and with a sniper rifle. That's one of those things, like in video games, I always played as a sniper. I always liked that, and same thing with my G.I. Joe classifieds and stuff. I love like the sniper rifles. So when I saw this combination, it was awesome. Now, when I first saw it, especially on Amazon, the price point was crazy. It was like $64.99. You see how big this box is, and we're gonna open it in just a second as I tell you more about it. But there's a slight little journey that led me to getting an awesome deal because I'm also still the % off collector, so you know I gotta get that deal. So like I said, it's a pretty big box. I mean, look at that artwork. Cool. This is Cygor. You can see him. You see both of them back here. I mean, look at that. That's I don't even know. I gotta be careful with that because is that gonna get me on trouble in YouTube? Because I mean, man, I know Spawn's for adults, but man, that's pretty serious, right? So let's get this bad thing open because that's what we're here for, is to open these things. And it's funny too because the fact that a lot of these I'm saving so that I can do a unboxing video is what led to this journey and what led to me getting even more of a discount on this item. So let's see. Ooh, this is big. I mean, I love these large boxes. Normally, I don't have I don't get big figures like this, you know. So, oh man, oh wow, that looks awesome. Let's get a little extra look at that. Wow. Okay, I mean that is just sweet. I mean, it's kind of funny because the fact that they have her like up here in the corner like that, it just looks funny because it looks like, you know, she's like wrapped up, tied up, and then he has like the tie hang up like Kong. It's awesome too. I don't really collect big figures just because of space and all that. But there is one other big figure that I do have, and actually I'll probably bring it down so that you can see the difference between that and this. But I just gotta say, just looking at it is awesome. So these are the regular plastic ties, so that's cool. That should be simple. All right, so she came out easy peasy. And then this huge sniper rifle. I mean, oh my goodness. I'm geeking out. I mean, can you feel it? I mean, that's what this challenge is about. I mean, like, even if I don't like something, I'm not a ranter. I'm not a, you know, why is this terrible or why do I hate this? Sorry. If that's what you like, you ain't gonna find that on this channel. Like, I'm a positivity channel. If I don't like something, I'll just be like, it wasn't that great and move on. But I like this as it is. And also, since I go for bargains, it does make things easier as far as like, you know, I'll still give it a judge. Like, it doesn't matter if I got a deal with on it. If it's bad, I'll tell you guys why I think it's bad. But I mean, let's first look at Cygor. Again, I don't know these people, so I'm not saying that I know this line. You know, I did look up a video of another unboxing and stuff like that, but I didn't know this line. But I mean, I really got it for her. But we're gonna start with him. I mean, first of all, this just looks awesome. I mean, first, it's heavy. This got some weight and some heft to it, and I mean, I like everything about how this looks. I mean, like just give it a once around. I'll put on the turntable in a little bit, but let's kind of go through this like a little close up So I mean, just look at those teeth first of all. You know what? Let me actually do this little zoom, because the camera really loves when I zoom in. So I mean, you know McFarlane. I mean, people have different criticisms, but as I learned more about just figures in general, I always thought it was awesome that, you know, McFarlane changed the game as far as how action figures look. And even though a lot of the action figures he started out with was more like statues, but it was just the way they look, the sculpt. I mean, that just looks awesome. And I mean, just look at just the armor. I mean, just look at the stitches and all that, kind of like a cyborg, you know, slash like Frankenstein thing. I mean, it's funny, they left his rump alone. His rump is all good. But I mean, just look at that. The detail and all that. That is just awesome. Down here, so you can already see where the articulation is. Oh, at first I thought it was chains at the bottom. It kind of looked like that from far away, but I see it's just the cyborg feet. And I mean, if there's one thing, it definitely makes it good for just standing up. It's incredibly easy. You can see 2023 is when it came out. I just love everything on this, just how it looks. It just has a presence that's just like, wow. All right, so as far as articulation, looks like you can have the movement, but it looks like this here does cause a little restriction, but this is like softer, so I guess that's why they made it like that, so that you can move them out, and it moves this, but since it's light, you know, it's like a more rubber plastic, I guess. So it's not, as far as hand articulation, looks like you can kind of move this around, like in and out, but it doesn't look like the fingers itself open up, which that's fine. Then see the other arm, of course that one. So you still have that same height. Looks like here a little bit, but it feels good as you move it. Doesn't feel like anything bad. So it doesn't look like, yeah, it doesn't look like there's much motion there. You can see here is where you move the hand. So not a lot, but a little bit. And then you got the other one here at the elbow. But this is like, wow, that is rough. But it could just be, you know, just because it's brand new. So it's like, it's a little stiff, and it doesn't look like it's on this side. So I guess because this one is, you know, flesh, and here it's just cyborg. You don't, oh no, it does bend, I'm sorry. Again, it's just so stiff in the beginning. I guess it's one of those things that you got to move it around after a while, and then it'll be fine. But there you go. And you see you have the crunch around the waist, I guess. So you see that allows you to, oh wow, look at that. That's like, oh wow, you can do a full 360 with the waist. That's crazy. So you can see, you can kind of move it up and down and in there. Is there anything on the chest itself? No. Okay, and then let's see, the feet doesn't look, oh no, here we go. So you can see under here, there's the area where you're able to articulate at the knee. But of course you can't really go that far back, which makes sense because you see how the leg is shaped. But you still, again, it's still enough to get a movement. Doesn't look like there's any rotation, but at the actual feet, it does look like there's something down here though, yeah, okay, so there's a little bit of motion. But again, I'm telling you, like, I am sometimes a little scary that I don't want to be too rough, but man, I have to put like some heft to move this stuff. But so you can see this one's a little bit looser, so look at that. That's easier to do. And then moving that's nice. So I mean, overall, this is looking pretty sweet. And then of course on the head, you have pretty good articulation. You can kind of, yeah, you can look up. You can see that the range of looking up, down, and then you can rotate the head and stuff like that. So I just have to say, yeah, overall, that is sweet, especially for this size and all that. All right, though, but now let's move on to what we came here for, what I came here for. And let's just start out with this sniper rifle. I mean, look at the size of that. I mean, you have, look, it's as tall as she is. That is just awesome. I love that. I've always loved when it's like the really big sniper rifles like this, and I just think that's sweet. I love how, let me do the extra zoom. I love how it has just the way it's cut. Has it tied around here. That's a nice little touch. I mean, it just looks sweet. And I've always liked like the barrels at the end here. I know it's not like a silencer, but I always liked the way that looks. To me, it just makes it look just even more wicked. Like, it looks like when this bullet hits you, it like cuts you in half, which is like with a sniper rifle. I mean, at least as far as I'm concerned, that's what you're looking at, because that's sweet. All right, so the figure itself, I mean, it just looks awesome. First of all, I love the colors. I mean, look, the Spawn, I fell in love with the HBO series. I always liked the way Spawn looked, was designed and all that. And I just think, first of all, that fire red here kind of reminds me of like Firestar and all that is just great. And just all the accessories, like, I mean, I love like the little skull on the shoulders, the bandolier, got the skull on the little jacket, and then it looks like you have waist and you have the ab crunch, chest crunch, and then kind of like a spandex look here. But then you have like the little accessories here, the spikes. I mean, the spikes in the chain, you know, all that stuff is like associated with like demonic stuff like that, spikes and all that, that you always see that. Down to the boots. I mean, those boots are made for walking and stomping. So, I mean, that's sweet all the way around. I mean, the posterior, I mean, you already saw what was on the box. So, I mean, they know what they do in there. The hands, everything. Let's talk articulation real quick. I mean, most of these are kind of like the standard that you see nowadays. You know, you can see the ball down here, so you can move around the feet really well. You can rotate the feet as well. It doesn't look like there's anything at the actual calf area, but you do have the double joints there, which I love, especially for a sniper, because sometimes you do want to get those poses where you can do crazy things while sniping. So, I mean, anything with the double joint is nice. Doesn't look like there's another cut. You know, sometimes you see a cut here where you can rotate that around the thigh area, but doesn't look like that's there. And then looks like as far as the leg, that kind of motion is kind of normal. Again, that none of this bothers me at all. So as I said, like with the waist, looks like, again, it's one of those things with the chest. I'm wondering though, because this doesn't turn the way the ape did. It seems like it's more like an ab crunch thing. So I guess maybe this is just part of the ab crunch mechanism. There isn't really a waist turn. Like, it's not like I can turn something else. Like when I turn it, it's at the chest. But I mean, again, no problem with that at all. The hands, of course, you got that full 360 movement. Looks like as far as the hands themselves, you don't really have articulation with it. I mean, you can move it around, but it's not like you can really open and close it a lot. Maybe the other hand with the gun. No, not really. This is really hard. So it looks like as far as just turning the wrist, that's all that you're able to do. And then, of course, you have the double jointed on the elbows again, which is great. Because when you're doing a shooting position, especially like if you're looking through down the barrel, like if you see that, like it's good to be able to get it to your face if you want to do that. And if you don't have those double jointed elbows, you really can't do that. That's one of the things that I just learned as I started collecting. Of course, you got the head movement. Pretty good looking down. I mean, look at that. And then looking up. Not too high on the up. But part of that's just probably because of the hair. And I mean, the hair is like harder. So it's going to give you a little bit of resistance there. But I mean, you can turn the head pretty far. Even both sides. So I mean, you can still get really good looks overall with the head. So we're gonna put these guys on the little turntable so we can take another final look at this. Be right back. Okay, here we have her on the turntable, and I just have to say, it just looks sweet. You can see, so as I said, the hand isn't really malleable. In fact, the way it's set already basically to hold the trigger just like that. And you do have to work it a little to get the gun in there. But I understand the idea behind it because of the size of the gun and all that. Once you do get it in, it does look good. And you can see here, let me zoom in on that. You can see that it really does look like she's holding it, you know. And of course I can always do better to put the hand even in a better position to hold it. But I have to say that it does look really good the way that she holds that huge sniper rifle. Let me show you what it looks like on the wider shot so you can see. So overall, I just think that looks good. One of the things I will mention is I had to use a Star Wars stand because the stands that I have for most of my other 6-inch figures does not fit the holes on the bottom. But I have realized that since a lot of my characters are women characters, maybe because of the size of the feet, they also make the holes smaller. I don't really understand that because I think it could be still regular size without messing with the stability, but I am not that versed in engineering of action figures to say for sure. So I mean, it doesn't bother me. I have a lot of different stands to go with it, and I'm sure I have a stand that isn't Star Wars labeled, but this was the first thing that I grabbed. So as I said, just the profile, the presentation, it just looks awesome for me. I just think that the colors, the design, the sculpt, everything pops. And you know, that's what I look for. Nothing that I saw looks out of place or messed up. You guys let me know if you guys saw something that was out of place, but I just have to say that this one is looking sweet. So we're gonna put her to the side, and then we'll put him, big man, here on the turntable. So we'll zoom out to see him. So as I said, this one again, really cool. I don't have many huge figures. Actually, I think I only have one more, which is the Ice Giant from I think it's the Witcher line. So actually, let me show you guys that. Bear with me. So the Ice Giant is actually larger. So I mean, he's basically as tall as the ape, but the ape is on the turntable and the Ice Giant isn't. So just to give you that look. So that's just to give you an idea. But I mean, guy, the ape is huge, and as I said, I just think that it looks awesome. Like all the way around. This is just awesome. Now, just quickly about the journey, and you know what I'll do is I'll put, cause I'm pretty sure, do like that. There we go. That's cool. All right, so quickly, last thing, I'll quickly explain the journey with this. So originally, when I went on Amazon, as I said, when I first saw this was, the list price was $64.99, and then after that I've seen it a lot of times for like $49.99, and after that I was like, okay, I'm not going to pay that price. So then I saw it on sale, actually probably in July. This is end of August when I'm recording this, and it was $33.71. So I bought it, but you know, I have a backlog of videos, so I wasn't going to open it until I was ready. And then I saw it on sale again. But actually before that, Amazon, because I bought a bunch of other figures, I got it, it wasn't in there. So I had to get sent another one. So I was sent another one, then I saw it on sale, and I picked it up for $23.13, which is just incredible for these two figures. So in the end, I only paid $23.13. But now it seems to be back to around $40, and they still consider it a sale. They consider it 38% off the list price of $64.99. So I mean, the fact that it was at one point down to $23, I mean, it depends on how much you really want it or not, but I can definitely see it getting at least back down into the low 30s, if not into the low 20s. So for me, that's an awesome deal. But of course, the fact that it's so sweet, it's another Spawn figure, it's another Women of Action figure, probably going to be one of my top 10 so far. And a sniper rifle, it's just awesome, and I am super happy to have it part of my Women of Action figure collection. Thanks so much for watching, and we really need your help to grow this channel. We want to spread these awesome Women of Action figures all around YouTube, and you know how the algorithm is. So you gotta do the things that everybody asks for, but we really need it, and we need to have those subs, we need to have those likes, and hit that notification button, because that's the only thing that lets YouTube know that this content is worth it. But I do either way appreciate you for watching, and also those comments are good too. And what I want to ask is that if you know of a woman action figure, a female action figure that I should be looking at, whether I can find it cheap or otherwise, cheaper the better, because I'm still the % off collector. Let me know in the comments, and I will try my best to add that to the collection and add another video. But until next time, thanks a lot.